to This On Podcast,
your Royal Rumble special.
1, 2, is this on? Yo, Jimmy, hit me with that Triple H.
And we're live.
hello and welcome to your 1, 2, Is This On Podcast. And your hosts, as usual, to my right, we have the 1, 2, 3, Freya.
To the left, we've got BigDean 316.
It's the BigDean 316. And as you can tell by the start, this episode, it's a Royal Rumble special.
Royal Rumble special.
Certainly is.
Oh!
He's the practice I told Jim Duggan Logan.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's good though, it's good. There is one episode where he's blue shorts.
Yeah, I'm here.
The viewers make you believe it, yo.
I'm always here for a bit of fancy dress. Do you know you should know that?
Oh, like me, yo. Happy days, happy days. Have you been alright, mate?
I've been alright, I've had a canny Christmas and New Year. How about yourself?
It was good, yes. I ate a lot.
That's all it has.
Top's a little bit stretchy. Right, so this episode, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about our favourite Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
There's that many though, we haven't hit them all. So, time constraints, we've picked a few, and we're going to talk our way through them, which I must admit, I have thoroughly enjoyed the research.
It's just about exactly the same set. Oh, wait there, I put my teeth back in. I was just about to say exactly the same thing. It's been really good researching them. Rewatching.
The network's great for that. For me, I always prefer the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I think it's better than WrestleMania.
Totally agree. It's the one event that I make sure that I stay up for. Always try and stay up so that I can watch that one, because it's like you get your surprise entrance, returns, and then you always like to see who's that one that's going to win to go on and main event WrestleMania.
Great,
good, yeah.
Great, absolutely.
That's the Royal Rumble match though. Normally there's some good matches within that as well.
Well, old school wise, you used to get like no filler matches. It was all title matches. Then the Rumble won it.
Yeah.
Not so much these days.
No.
But much better back in the day. But still, easily, I think the best pay-per-view.
Easily.
If you had a choice.
Since they've changed Survivor Series, I think when Survivor Series was a team format.
Yeah.
And the teams that won, elimination team format. So, you went out individually if you got pinned. Yeah. And then the winning team stayed together and then went to a final match at the end. That was when it was good. Survivor Series was brilliant. And they don't do that. They should do that more.
No. SmackDown v Raw now, isn't it?
Aye.
Shame. But Royal Rumble reigns supreme.
It does indeed.
However, before we dive into the Royal Rumbles, Letter of the Week.
Letter of the Week.
Letter of the Week. Letter of the Week. Right, so 1, 2, 3, Freya. Our letter of the week, this episode, comes from a George McFly.
George McFly.
Hi, George McFly. That's all right. Right, so George McFly says, when I'm not rambling or pushing my glasses up my nose, I love to chill out in my camper van and watch your show. Oh God! Keep those episodes coming through. Sorry, I'll say that again. Sorry for the laughing. I'll repeat that. I love to chill out in my camper van and watch the show. Keep those episodes coming. My question to you is, recently Brock Lesnar became the 5th WWE superstar to win the title in 3 different decades. Can you name the other 4? Now, I'll try to answer this, and I must admit, I didn't get them all. I only got 3. 1, 2, 3, Freya, however, nailed it. He did, and he'll talk you through the answers.
Yep. So, well, you've got the 3 decades. Like you say, Brock Lesnar was one, which was the noughties, the 10s, and then the 20s. The other person to do the noughties, 10s, and 20s was Randy Orton.
Randolph. Young Randolph.
Yeah. And then we've got the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. We had 2 wrestlers on that, which is The Game, Triple H, and The Rock. And then the one you stuck on, was it? I think you were stuck on this one, weren't you? Yeah, it was, because you said that you didn't realise Hogan won it in the noughties.
Aye.
And it was the undisputed belt that he won off Brock Lesnar, wasn't it?
No, I didn't. I totally forgot about Hulk Hogan because he won it on his return.
That's right.
I was really shocked that John Cena
John Cena hasn't been
wasn't
in
there,
yeah.
or even Edge, actually.
Yeah.
But it was the noughties, wasn't it, when Edge first picked his title up.
Yeah.
But
he could do that now, couldn't he? If he wins it, I don't know. Maybe he won't win the Royal Rumble if he's in it and go on and face AJ Styles if he wins the belt because they want to fight each other.
He could, that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably made tip.
AJ
Styles. I'd love to say he's moved on from Omos.
Yes.
I'd like to see him fight for a belt because he's wasted, I think.
Wasted at the minute, definitely.
So there we go.
And there you go. Good little fact there.
George McFly, I hope we've answered your questions. There you go. There is your 5 WWE wrestlers who have won it in 3 different decades.
Thank you for that, George.
Thank you, Geordie lad.
Yeah, enjoy that camper van.
While I was researching these answers to try and find them, I've been on the internet again.
Oh.
I love being on the old internet. While I was on the 2 things. One thing, Chris Jericho's here. This guy's here, jet black. I'll have to get a picture on here. It looks horrendous. It's even remember when Diesel dyed his hair jet black? Worse than that. He was never dark hair.
No, he was blonde, wasn't he? He was always blonde, but you could see he was a bit dark underneath, but his roots were brown though, like a brown hair.
No,
not
just like
jet black.
His hair, it just looks ridiculous. Pop it in, Jericho. Point it in. I'm in tweet. I'm disgusted.
Stupid idiot.
And the second thing is Matt Hardy's podcast. Have you heard anything of this?
I haven't.
It's kind of good. They did have a few technical difficulties in the first episode. It's alright. It gives you quite a bit of insight. Stories which I hadn't heard, so I would recommend it if you haven't listened to it. It's alright. However, in the first episode, there's an advert.
Right.
Which is endorsed by Matt Hardy. I'm going to play this advert, and I want to see what you think of it. I found it very funny.
To woken.
Oh, hang on a
Lucky
second.
for you, this episode of the Extreme Life of Matt. It's like
A bit of technical different. Bit of technical difficulties there.
Speaking of technical difficulties, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
are you looking to take your gimmick from broken to woken? Well, lucky for you, this episode of the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy is brought to you by Blue Chew. Listen, I know a lot of wrestling fans have plenty of bravado when sharing their opinions on Twitter, but what about when it comes time to step up to the plate in the bedroom? That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it comes in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. Now, if you're like Matt and you're always on the road or at work at different hours every day, no problem. You can take them on a moment's notice, and what do you know? Things are about to get extreme. Sign up at BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within just days. And all those confidence problems will soon become obsolete. It's all done online. You don't have to go to the doctor. You don't have to wait in line at the pharmacy.
It's a long habit.
You can spend your free time
full one-liners.
in motion rather than having awkward conversations about your ladder breaking before you can get it set up. Direct to your door in a discreet package, so I'm not going to worry about it. House Hardy has grown in size quite a bit over the years, if you haven't noticed. That's because Matt Hardy knows the importance of taking the twist of fate into your own hands.
Oh my God! What is this?
Are you one of your sex life? It may not have been great. The V2 can be. So if you get dented from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code HARDY at checkout.
So that is basically that's it.
Holy moly!
What's Matt doing? How
many kids has he got now for?
He's got a fair few, so I don't think he's struggling in that department. Was this the one-liners? Can I get your letter set up?
Oh, it's already broken.
Make your erection problems obsolete. Delete!
And let's make it like poetry in motion. Holy moly.
I don't know if it was on there, but I'm sure he says you'd rather it be a twist of fate than a whisper in the wind or something. I wonder if Matt wrote that.
I've got to.
I did. Any rate, I just thought I'd share that with you.
Must be his business. Matt Hardy sells Viagra. I thought at first when they said Blue Motion, is it Blue?
Oh, I forgot what it was called. Blue.
I thought it was going to be some sort of porn site or something like that.
It's a step before it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Any rate, there you go. I just thought I'd
Let's
share
get
that with
back
you
on
all.
track.
Let's get back on track. Right, let's get in these rumbles. So, before we start talking about the Royal Rumble themselves, for you fact fans out there, I've got a few facts. Well, we've got a few facts.
Yes.
So, here we go. So far in the Royal Rumble, there has been 1,190 entrants. Quite a few.
That's a good stat. I didn't have that one in my notes.
There's been 31 different winners. I'm not sure if that includes the women. Don't know. There has been 19 titles won after the Royal Rumble win.
Good one.
Now, I've got a couple here which conflict.
Yeah.
Two different sources. Here's one of them. Kane has competed in the most Royal Rumbles. I've got two numbers. On the WWE.com it said 18. On BT's stats I think it says 20.
Which is still official WWE channel, isn't it? Yeah.
So I don't know if that figure is maybe when he went in as fake Diesel and Isaac Yankem. Don't know. But officially maybe he's as Kane, it's 18. In total it's 20. However, he has had 45 eliminations. He's got the highest amount of eliminations.
46 I've got.
46 and that, take conviction again. Roughly there though. You've got Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman hold the record of eliminations in one Royal Rumble, which is
13.
13, correct.
Yeah, correct.
Another confliction of statistics. Some say that Daniel Bryan holds the endurance record at 76 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yes, can I just stop you there?
Go on.
On that one on Kane. I found something else. I thought I'd quickly put it in the old internet.
Go on.
To see what it is. This one, Kane, is saying it's got 23 Royal Rumble matches.
23?
Is that... Who is this? 2 seconds.
Well, that's weird.
Way out? So... That can't be right.
That's quite a few, like.
It can't be right.
If any of you can confirm, drop a message
Please
and let me
do.
know. Like that one cleared up. Is it 18? Is it 20? Is it 23? I don't know. Also, for the endurance one as well, we've got Daniel Bryan, it's 76 minutes and 5 seconds. However, on WWE.com, it's saying it's Rey Mysterio, it's 62 minutes and 12 seconds. Don't know. Again, let me know.
So, yeah, I can imagine that one, them trying to dwindle Daniel Bryan out again after obviously moving.
I thought that.
Jumping ship.
Because they didn't include the Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
On the total amount of eliminations, it was just Brock.
Did they? So that'll be why.
Possibly phasing them out. You've got 8 wrestlers have won it at least twice. So you've got Triple H won it in 2002, 2006. Batista won it in 05 and 2014. Randolph won it in 2009 and 2017. The Hulkster, 1990 and 1991. John Cena, 2008, 2013. Heartbreak Kid, 95 and 96. Edge in 2010 and 2021. And Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1997, 1998 and 2001. And Austin is the only wrestler in WWF/E history to win it 3 times.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
27. Number 27 is the most popular number. It's had the most victories. 1989 with Big John Studd.
Nice.
1993 with Yokozuna. 94 with Bret the Hitman Hart. And 2001 with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nice that.
Did you mention the stat about who's had the most time in all of the Royal Rumbles together?
No, who's that?
So,
let us guess. Chris Jericho.
Correct. He is just under 5 hours. He's at 4 hours, 59 minutes and 33 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So, and then the one, I should have kept this one today to catch Dean out, and I sent him a message yesterday about it. And it's another one of them decades one. There's been a Royal Rumble appearance in 4 different decades, and that goes to the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Then
shows your fitness, doesn't it? You're wearing my 40s now. Could you get in the Royal Rumble now?
No, definitely not.
Maybe do a Ric Flair. Go in for a couple of minutes.
I watched one of the ones that I watched. I think it might be in 2006 Royal Rumble that I watched, and Big Show was in it, and he was the Big Show in that one. Like he was like massive, and he was struggling. You could see he was struggling, like fatigued, a little bit fatigued.
Takes it out, you like.
Okay, so wrestlers who've competed in multiple times in the Rumble in the same night.
Oh, well, Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. 1998, he competed 3 times in 1998. Obviously, his Dude Love,
Cactus
Jack, and Mankind. Nia Jax is competed in 2 in the same night. Remember she prayed there?
The male and female.
Aye.
Opinions on the female Royal Rumble?
Not interested.
Me neither. It spoils it for me. So pretty much the same thing. A Royal Rumble is a Royal Rumble. You see people get hoid out. So you're watching the same thing back to back.
Aye.
Spoils it. Skip it, me.
Aye.
Skip it. So no, don't obviously.
Female entries in the male Royal Rumble. Now I don't mind this, by the way. And when I looked at the ones, the female entries that have been in, the most is 2 in the male Royal Rumble, and that was held by China.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beth Phoenix was in 2010's Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Karma,
Oh,
Kong or whatever she was,
aye.
Awesome Kong she was in TNA and things. 2012, she had a short WWE career. I think she started and then she fell pregnant.
she got sacked for being pregnant.
Aye, mental lie. But I think she would have been a big WWE superstar. She was good, actually. She was decent. And then Nia Jackson 2019. I don't mind that, like, because it's good when they get rid of some of the crap, just to get them out. But yeah, there was another one. Do you know? I've got a question for you.
Hold on.
Who created the Royal Rumble match?
Easy. Pat Patterson.
Yeah!
I knew that one. In 1988.
Correct, Amondo.
The same year as the same Royal Rumble.
That's right. The
Aye.
first ever one. I just wondered if you knew that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Do you know who is been the runner-up most times?
Ooh.
Nobody ever forgets to lose a leg, but this
Kane.
No.
Big Show.
No. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wrestlers on 2 times. There's 1 wrestler on 4. Big Show is one of them wrestlers on 2. Because he came runner up in that one 2004,
Uh-huh.
and then 2000.
Triple H.
No, he's got two. 2008 and 2009.
Hulk Hogan.
No, not in it. Not even in it.
Don't know. Go on.
Roman Reigns, 2014,
Aye.
2017,
Uh-huh.
2018, and 2020. But it wasn't 2018 when he was the champion and he lost his belt to Triple H. Because I think there's only ever been 2 Royal Rumbles where you've won the belt.
Aye, that's right.
And that was 1991 with Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that one, we'll discuss later.
Brilliant.
And that, I'm sure it was either 2018, 2017, I can't remember, but it was around that time because it definitely wasn't 2020, but it's when Triple H's last ever world title, WWE title, reign was that, when he won it then at that Rumble, unless he's going to be a secret entrant in this year's Royal Rumble. After his heart problems and he's just putting the retired card out there, and you know he's getting himself fit out Paul Levesque, because we know that he's motivated. He might have his hair be nice and long for work again. No.
How long did it take the King to start wrestling again?
Jerry the King.
After his heart attack. That was a heart attack, of course. His was.
But it's amazing what they can do now, because the way the world is this time in around. I mean, I know like when my mum's had 3 heart attacks and she's had 3 stents put in, and you're in and out of hospital within the day. The day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how severe Triple H's is, but
I just got a whiff of that big one. He's got a puke.
sorry, ripped it up away. We just had a spot of lunch.
Just a business meeting.
Yes.
But it would be good to see it. It might be a bit early. Do you think maybe? It would be great if he did appear in it. Good old Triple H.
Another stat.
What?
Do you know how many wrestlers have won the Royal Rumble coming in at number 1?
2. 3. Is it 3 now?
3.
Oh, Edge, Benoit, Shawn Michaels.
Correct.
Things you learn.
Yeah.
Aye, class. Right, we're ready to dive in. Or do you have more stats?
No, I like the stats. Yeah, it's good to talk about the stats.
Right then, so 1, 2, 3 Freya has went back right the way to 1988 for the first Royal Rumble.
I did indeed. I fancied it. I hadn't seen it before.
No,
I hadn't seen it before, so I thought, right.
I don't think I have actually.
No, I wanted to give it a go. So it was the first ever Royal Rumble event. Obviously 1988. The commentators, Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Get in, man.
Love Jesse Ventura. He
Jesse
was
was
brilliant.
class.
Absolutely brilliant.
I ain't got time to bleed. Near the film.
Predator.
I ain't got time.
You had your usual ring announcer of the legend that is Howard Finkel.
Love to think.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And Gene Oakland was one of the interviewers with somebody else, and then you had the head nurse Earl and Dave as referees with a couple of others that I hadn't heard of.
That blew my mind. 2 Hebners.
2 twins, weren't they?
Aye, well,
Yeah, 2.
I was looking for.
So this Royal Rumble, the first one, it only had 20 competitors.
Never there were.
Aye, 20. So which I found interesting. And then when you look at the competitors, when you look at the competitors, you see why. And like, well, I'll get to that point soon. So, do you know who started the first 2 competitors were in the Royal Rumble? And the first ever Royal Rumble?
Oh, hang on, that's...
The first, number 1 and number 2, who started it?
Bret Hart.
Correct.
No. Pass on the other one.
Tito Santana. Tito Santana was, he was in Strikeforce. Tag team, and he was a tag team champion at the time. I don't know if he fought that night or not. In in a match that night. I can't remember if he fought and won the belts. I think they did. I think Strikeforce did win the belts on that night. I think. I didn't watch the full event, but I watched the Rumble, and the Rumble consisted of loads of old school wrestlers. And I mean, like loads of old school wrestlers, and one guy that I didn't realise, which I'm shocked didn't win it, who was in it. We'll get to him. So it had like Dino Bravo, Hillbilly Jim.
Aye. Big fan.
Oh! Excuse me.
Got old Hacksaw.
Got a little bit of a cold going on. So Hacksaw, Junkyard Dog. Remember him? Can you remember the cartoon my team was in? The cartoon on when we finished school. Can you remember?
I can't have.
Hogan was in it, and Junkyard Dog and a few others.
Like to drink?
Yeah, he loved to drink. And it had Jake Roberts. Jake the Snake Roberts was in it as well.
Right.
Which I didn't realise he was in the WWE in 1988. I really didn't know he was in that early, to be honest.
Does seem early.
And obviously, like you said, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Natalia's Alma. You know that, R.I.P. Nikolai Volkov, remember him?
Aye.
And then a few Harley Race. Then a few others, Butch Reed, a few others who I hadn't heard of before. But there was no, with this one, it wasn't like a story. So it wasn't, they didn't win to go on to WrestleMania, they didn't win the belt. You know, it was just a Royal Rumble event that.
It's a one-off, wasn't it?
Yeah, to see who won, and obviously it's went on from there. And the winner. We got down to a final four of Don Marcio. I can't pronounce that. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Dino Bravo, and One Man Gang. And yeah, One Man Gang, yeah, remember him? So, and he, like I said, Duggan won. It was, but it was interesting. Give it a watch. Because I did like it. I tell you what also the first fight of the event, of the Royal event, was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ravishing Rick Rude, and Rick Rude looked like he looked when he was in DX, apart from he had the curly hair, and he was a little bit stockier. He didn't look as if he aged. It looked like he just cut his hair, like he swapped a wig and all.
Weird. His eyes ripped bits out, he shredded me.
Aye. No, they were playing. That's what I mean. So he evolved, didn't he?
Right, back in the day then.
Right, he evolved. Duggan evolved.
Nice.
Sorry, Duggan, I said Duggan, I mean Rick Wood. But yeah, that's it with that one. And then it was really like it was.
Was it better than you expected or worse?
Well,
because I've got honest, I didn't fancy it. I thought, no, it might be a bit too far back.
The person who lasted the longest in it lasted. Bear in mind when they stayed in it for an hour and more now. The longest person that had the longest time was 25 minutes and 42 seconds. Who was that?
Going off physiques back in 1988 of a wrestler, I'll guess again and say Bret Hart.
Aye, correct. It just makes total sense. And if you look at like obviously Tito Santana, he was in good nick. Bret Hart was in good nick. But then you've got like even Jim Neidhart, he lasted 20 minutes, nearly 90 minutes. And Jake Roberts was the second longest on 21 minutes. But all of the rest of them were massive. And there's one guy, like the all the wrestlers, there's one guy here who I haven't mentioned yet, who I think he might be in a bit of a shock when I see his name, and he only lasted 3 minutes and 51 seconds. The Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was in it.
Never in the world.
And he lasted 3 minutes and 51 seconds.
Was he over at this point?
I don't know if he was. I wonder, I'm thinking, is it one of his first like main events? So, it'd be interesting to...
Probably fight some of Sam 88.
SummerSlam.
I main evented. I'm sure he was definitely over on 88.
Is it not SummerSlam 89, you mean?
Oh, possibly.
SummerSlam 89 where it was the Mega Powers.
Maybe he's on a year out. But still, you'd at least expect him in the Final Four, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%. 100% you would have. Oh, but yeah. It was good. I mean, it was a small card. It wasn't a very big card. So it was like, there was only 4 matches, and that's including the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like obviously Ricky Steamboat versus Rick Rude. Another one was a women's 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWF Women's Tag Team Championship. I didn't realise they've done tag team championships back in 1989, 1988, sorry. They must have cancelled it straight after. I'm not even going to mention any of the names because I don't know none of them. And then it was the Royal Rumble, and then the main event was a 2 out of 3 falls match, which was a tag team match. This is how most of a low card the Royal Rumble must have been.
Yeah.
It was a 2 out of 3 a tag team match, 2 out of 3 falls against the Islanders. The Islanders. Haku and Tama against the Young Stallions.
Who was that?
Formerly renamed the Power and Glory. So it was Paul Roma and Jim Powers.
They were the Young Stallions.
I'm guessing them. Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
That was with 1988 Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Top of the shop. Right, and so your next Rumble as well is before the first one that I've started with. So what's the second one that you watched?
No, yeah. So this one here, this is where I can remember wrestling from. I started watching it, like you say. I think this is where the UK got a lot of started getting the WWE on Sky and whatnot. But yeah, this is one of my favourite ones, I think. One of the best ones that I've seen. It was for the belt, which I'm a fan of, mate. I don't mind them hiding that curveball in there if they want every now and then.
That's really
makes it different. It's a 30-man Royal Rumble. Obviously, the 88 was 20. I'm sure the next one after that, 89, I think was 20. It wasn't exactly 30. I think it might have been 27 or something. But then 90. I think it became 30. I think.
always thought it was 30. Like every single one, apart from the greatest one and that. Like,
yeah.
Now there's been a 40 as well.
No, but this was like where I mentioned before about story. There was no stories to it. This one had stories like leading to it and then after it as well. So you had the feud between Jake Roberts and Macho Man.
Brilliant feud, that.
Brilliant feud. Macho Man, by the way, unbelievable. I'm going to say I know like his peers and fellow wrestlers talk about how good he was, but I think within fans, I think he was massively underrated. Because when I was watching him, I thought, he's class. And I always liked him. I always liked him.
Class?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Dig it.
Yeah. So we had the British Bulldog David Boy Smith. He was in it. We had all of the big ones of the 90s in there. DiBiase, The Undertaker, the Big Boss Man, Roddy Piper, Virgil,
aye.
we used to call George Virgil. Like the Warlord, Sergeant Slaughter. Is that the one where Sergeant Slaughter gets eliminated? It is by, I keep calling him Psycho Sid, but he was Sid Justice then. Sid was good.
I loved Sid, mate.
But he eliminated Slaughter, and it was one of the funniest eliminations I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, Slaughter isn't a very small, he's a big guy, he's not small. And he I don't know how he carried on wrestling the way he does. You have to show the video.
I get it up.
It's going to be one of the best eliminations ever because he pulls him, just goes to throw him in the turn from the one turnbuckle to the other side. And the way, the power he gets behind it, and the way it's like he flies over the turnbuckle. His head just misses the back pole. Great, but no. Fantastic one. It was a really good watch. I mean, Hogan was in it. We got down to where was it? Sorry, I've got my notes. Where's my note bit? Yeah. Yeah, the Undertaker was even the Undertaker came out in it, and who was the Undertaker's manager? At that Royal Rumble?
Red face dude. Oh God, it's fell out of my head.
Brother Love.
Brother Love.
Yes.
That was his first manager.
But it was when you remember when they had President Jack Tunney?
Jack Tunney,
yeah, that was then. But no, listen, it was you had your final 4 wrestlers. So it was, when you said before was Savage won the final 4, and he was one of the final 4, and then that is probably why they have probably corrected themselves. And because Savage was one of the final 4, it was Hogan, Savage, Flair, and Sid Justice.
I remember the end of that.
Yeah. And
Hogan spit his dummy out, didn't he?
Because Sid Justice pulls him. Yeah. Gets him out, yeah. And then Flair wins it. He wins it. He wins it. He's been in there. I think he came in at something like number 7 maybe or something like that. And he come on. He won it. He won the belt. And I don't even think he had been in the WWF for long.
Excuse me. I thought he was number 2.
Jerry Saggs was number 2. Sorry, he was number 3.
Number 3.
He was number 3.
Indoors, like.
He was number 3. So he lasted a full hour and 2 seconds in it, and he was number 3, and he eliminated 5 people, which wasn't the most. Sid eliminated the most. He had 6. It's interesting though, because there's loads of wrestlers who didn't eliminate anybody. The Warlord, who was massive, nobody. Slaughter, nobody. Skinner, remember Skinner? Skinner, he was in it. But yeah, there's like a load of them who didn't eliminate. The Bulldog had 3 eliminations. He was decent in it. The Undertaker only had 1. Yeah. He was eliminated by Hulk Hogan. So, but yeah. But no, it was. I loved that Royal Rumble. I really did.
Ric Flair's promo afterwards was brilliant. His hair was massive.
Yes.
He was pumped
with
up.
The sweat.
And
you had Perfect.
Perfect was
Bobby
behind him.
Green Heenan was with them.
Class.
And that was it was really, really good.
I had that on VHS. I must have watched that hundreds of
Class was a good one, really good one.
Class
one of the best ones.
And that was 90.
That was 91.
91.
Sorry, 92. Sorry, that 1992. 91 is the one before when Hulk Hogan won it, but he was champion. He was a champion in the Rumble, so I don't like. I wonder if they had in my head that after that one you won it for the belt, or then it went on to WrestleMania.
I'm going to look that up when it first
started going on the road to WrestleMania.
The main event,
So there you go.
Right, okay, so the first Royal Rumble that I have watched is the 1993 Royal Rumble. Hitting into the 90s now, more my era. You had Gorilla Monsoon and what's he called? Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan,
the
brain.
Right, brilliant commentator. Gorilla Monsoon was class as well. You also the matches on the card for Rumble 93 was not, because it wasn't long after the Rockers had split up. So for the Intercontinental title, you had HBK against Marty Jannetty. Sensational Sherry, that was your storyline. Whose corner was she going to be? Blah blah blah. Yeah, WWF title was Brett against Razor Ramon. I forgot that Razor got a title shot. I would have liked to see him become champion.
I would have as well. We'll have to do a top 5 wrestlers not to be WWE champion.
That would be a class topic, that.
Yeah.
Bang that one. Great idea. To the Rumble itself, Ric Flair was number 1 this time around. Now this is a year after he won it, which 1, 2, 3, 4 I was talking about before. And Bob Backlund was number 2.
Bob Backlund.
Never liked Bob Backlund.
Never liked him.
It's not a bit strange for me.
He lasted a while in that one, I'm sure.
He was brilliant in it, to be fair. Really good, hanging on there, looked like he was going to fall out. Very good entry into High-In. They kept batting on that he was 43 years old. All the way, it's only 2 years old. Mind you, I don't think I'd want to do a Royal Rumble at this age. I couldn't bother.
No.
No. Wrestlers in it, you've got Max Moon.
Max Moon. I can't remember him. Max Moon.
Probably a good reason why he didn't. Patashango was in it. $1 Million Man. Virgil. Both the Nasty Boys. Skinner. Jerry the King Lawler. Coco Beware. As part of High Energy. Him and Owen Hart.
Class tag team.
Loved that tag
They were
team.
really good.
You had the Head Shrinkers in there. Simone Fatu. Class. Tito Santana. He's El Matador. Persona. Loved that. Model. The model was feuding with Tito Santana at that time. The Rick Martel. Tatanka was in it. Undefeated at this point as well.
He was good to Tatanka. I like Tatanka.
Really good. Never got higher than Intercontinental though, did he?
No.
Shame. Then at the time now, a couple of storylines running in the actual Rumble, which I like to see a couple of stories running through it. Mr. Perfect was feuding with Ric Flair at this point. And for me, this is one of the greatest Royal Rumbles eliminations. It was like a massive scramble to eliminate Mr. Perfect. Now Mr. Perfect eliminated Jerry the King Lawler. Then $1 Million Man tries to eliminate Mr. Perfect, but he's hanging on. And he's hanging on for dear life, you know. And then the King is outside because he's just been eliminated. He starts pulling from the outside. He's being pushed from the inside. Mad scramble to get him out. Eventually he gets eliminated, but it's classic. He was on about 30 seconds, but
was he a face then? Was he Perfect?
I think so, yeah. Because Flair was pretty much always a heel, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Then Undertaker comes in, absolutely cleans house with his grey socks on. Brilliant, man. But then you had the debut of El Gigante. What was he called again?
Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez. What a clip.
He was.
His hairy bodysuit.
I think he may be dead now, him.
Is he?
I think so.
Big broad.
I think so.
Easy on 7 foot. Makes his debut, eliminates Undertaker when he's not even in the Royal Rumble.
Yes. I remember that.
With a giant knife edge chop.
What a load.
That's shocking. That's the Undertaker you eliminated with a knife edge chop, man. No way. If I was Taker, I wouldn't be happy about that. The story behind that was Harvey Whippleman brought him in for revenge for what Undertaker did to Kamara.
Yeah.
And then he continues to beat down on the Undertaker, leaves. Undertaker's completely out for the count, and Paul Bearer turns up, gets the in out, revives him, and Undertaker leaves.
Yes,
Class. Then you had Earthquake and Typhoon.
The natural disasters.
Great one, loved them too.
They were good.
They turned on each other, living up to the every man for himself. As soon as Earthquake turned up, went straight for Typhoon, was good to see. Earthquake then eventually eliminates Typhoon. No backstory to it. Just tag team feud was good. You had Carlos Colon in there, which is Carlitos and Edgo and Pruden's father, I think. Then your last 4 for this Royal Rumble were Bob Backlund. Hanging in there. Macho Man, Rick the Hornet, Yokozuna. Yokozuna eventually won. Your final 2 were Yoko and Macho Man. Macho Man hits him with quite a few top turnbuckle moves, double axe handles. That was classy. He made that look so good. Hits the elbow drop on him.
Yeah.
Went for the pin.
I remember that.
Strange.
And then did he get... Oh, got pushed over the top of the rope.
Yokozuna kicks out the pin, pushes him out and just flies over.
Look at how well he sold that man. That's class.
Just
Macho. He was brilliant.
I've always wondered though, like, was that part of the ending, or did Macho Man
not know where he was?
I
always thought he didn't know what he was doing. It could have been the story. I'd love to know. They're both dead now, though.
Either or.
Somebody will know.
I think so. That'd be good to find out. If any of you know,
let us know.
Did he mean it? Did he not? He could have meant it because it finished. That was that year ended. And in fact, for the fact fans, Macho Man in that Royal Rumble was the first person to knock Yokozuna off his feet.
That's a good fact.
There you go.
That's a good fact.
Aye. So that was your 1993 Royal Rumble.
A good one.
One of my
good
favourites.
Yes, a good.
Right, so after that, Do I have the 1994? Do you have that? Or is this just me?
94, I watched 94 as well.
Excellent. Now this one, you're starting to get a turn, I think, in the sort of style of WWF. You've got Vince McMahon and $1 Million Man are the commentators.
Yes.
$1 Million Man, good commentator. I thought it was really good.
Really good. It's always good to have like the heel commentator. Yeah.
That's a good point. You never really get a face commentator, do you?
No, very rare. It's always somebody like that's like sort of heel. Like Jericho does it as well. He's a really good commentator.
Really good.
No, really good. Really entertaining.
Yeah, like Bull Moment.
Yeah.
The matches that you had pre to the Rumble, you had Owen Hart and Bret Hart, called the Harts, not Hart Foundation,
No, the Harts.
tagging for the belts against the Mounties. Of course, you had Owen turning on Bret at this point because he blames him for not tagging out.
Just a crybaby.
Crybaby
He was a
indeed.
crybaby at the time.
And that's when he gives the statement of, in post-match interview, that's why you kicked your leg out of your leg, getting his tongue tied a little bit there. So that story carried on into the Rumble. Your main event was Undertaker against Yokozuna for the WWF title.
And like that match there, like when I watched that and I watched it, I was like, whoa. And I think that's an iconic moment in WWF history.
Without doubt.
Because how the Undertaker was built up and all of their wrestlers that came out to put him into the casket, you had like your big dogs like Diesel, Crush, you had the two Chinese guys, I keep forgetting the name.
Funny names.
You had the head shrinkers,
Kabuki and Tinru.
Repeat that?
Kabuki
Kabuki.
in Tinru.
Yeah. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Aye.
There was like big ones, and he was fighting away, and Paul Bearer again with the power of the air. And he was getting his second win, the Undertaker, and he would fight back. And then he went in, and then he eventually went in, got in, and then the green smoke came out of the air because that had been chucked away on the floor.
And that one, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what's that?
Class.
Is he soul?
Brilliant. And then when they were pushing the casket away, it was Jeff Jarrett. Actually, Jeff Jarrett was in there, Double J. D-O, Double J. And then the smoke came out from underneath the casket, and then there was a load of like lightning. And it went to the screen. I'll never forget it. Actually, it's one of the. I could totally remember it when it came, and it just brought it all back. As soon as that fight started, it brought it all back, and I was like, "Whoa, I can't wait to watch that bit again." See what it was like. And then I take a lie in the ring, in the casket. Sorry, like that.
The camera went in.
The camera goes in the casket, and he's like there like that, and then and he sees one of his. You know when he's he does that and then it starts getting electricity and the light and electricity like skeleton goes behind him and explodes on the screen and then the Undertaker rises from behind the Titantron and I was like whoa I remember
How did I do it? Was it just like
it would have just been like a
slip on a pulley rope?
like a crane thing. I think just took them out. It was pitch black.
Was it him though?
Well, they stopped at a certain point for the smoke to come out, and the coffin's that big. He probably just went boosh, rolled through it, out, pitch black, boom.
True.
Little trapdoor in there.
That was brilliant though. Touching on Bam Bam Bigelow. There's a little
Yes.
note I made on this. I thought he looked in terrible nick in that Royal Rumble, and he was took to his manager at the time was Luna LaShawn.
Yes.
Now I don't know about you, right? But as I've got older, I've started to appreciate older women.
Yeah,
I look at sort of older women in television shows, like Sigourney Weaver,
Yeah.
lovely in Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Janice and Friends.
Agreed.
Fantastic. Sort of pushed to the side because you had Monica and Rachel.
Yeah.
Watch your back. Janice is kind of fit. However, Luna LaShawn gets me better.
Look.
At all. She's not my cup of tea.
You need to watch the Dark Side of the Ring episode on her. It like really goes in depth about that, and she's not well. Obviously, she's dead now. But
shit.
yeah, But you see photos of her and stuff like that before she started shaving her hair and stuff like that. They actually thought she had a split personality. You know how like she talked quite husky. She never really used to be like that. She became the character. Like mentally, it was like it's really good watch when you need to watch. Dark Side of the Ring. Remember, we can sponsor your show. Give us a DM.
And another fact for you, that year was the first year that it went to 90 seconds between entrants.
In not 2 minutes.
Not 2 minutes.
It was good. It was good. I remember the end.
So who did you have it? You had Scott Steiner was number 1.
Yeah.
You had the Head Shrinkers. Rick Steiner came in.
Yeah.
Owen Hart came in. Diesel came in. Clear
Oh, he was good at that one. He was
massive
good.
Man. To the point he was waiting for people to come in. Top class. Top class. Macho Man was in there. Jeff Jarrett.
But didn't Shawn Michaels, when he came in and he was sitting there going to team up him and Diesel, and then all of a sudden like a few of them got on top of him, and then Shawn Michaels sneaked up from behind him.
Helped trip him out, yeah. Like Diesel was going to attack Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels backs up to the corner of the ring, extends his hand. Diesel then shakes his hand, gets jumped on. Shawn Michaels sneaks out the way, but then helps trip him out.
It was really
technical heartbreak. What's he like? Then you had your bigger guns coming. Lex Luger comes in. Bret Hart limps in
to the ring.
injury. Marty Jannetty, Adam Bomb.
I liked him.
I did.
I liked him.
I really liked him. Shame he didn't.
He didn't set the world alight. But Bret Hart at that number 27. Number 27. That's interesting actually, because if you look, him and Luger, obviously when they fell out of the ring, did you see it? There was the camera angle. Them two were the final two. The camera angle didn't see. They both fell over the ring, top rope. Camera angle couldn't find it who it was. They had a whole bit of drama. President Tooley, whatever he's called.
Jack Tully had to come down and get involved.
The thing said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then there was the co-winners. But you never see Lex Luger get recognised for that. It's always Bret Hart won. I've never seen like the stats like of the number 27. Where I've read it, nobody puts Lex Luger, I'm sure. Because he was number 27, Lex Luger, obviously.
Lex Luger got a title shot.
Very bad. Yeah, so how did they get around to sorting that out?
They both got a title shot at WrestleMania 10. Lex Luger had it first.
Was that Caesar's Palace?
The
Bret Hart belt.
Was it Caesar's Palace? No, it wasn't Caesar's Palace. No. Lex Luger had first crack, got disqualified, didn't win. Yokozuna held kept the belt. Bret Hart, first match, fought Owen Hart. Beat him, I think. I can't remember if he beat Yokozuna. I think Yokozuna retained. I think he beat them both.
At Caesar's Palace?
Not Caesar's Palace, it was 10. Caesar's Palace, he obviously lost. And Cole do it. Not even amongst it, a tenner. I saw that was, they haven't done that since. They did something similar with The Rock and Big Show, but they sorted it out, didn't they? The following night. But I'm sure when they looked further, Rock got pronounced the winner, but when you looked at it, it should be Big Show, I'm sure. But obviously The Rock was pinned. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the 1994. What was that? What was it?
I'm just quickly jealous.
Alright. So I think we'll both agree that we like Royal Rumble 94.
We didn't see.
Squeaky frost. Right. 90.
Oh God.
Alright then, what you had for your team?
I'm loaded.
Right then. Next Royal Rumble I've got is 1997. Do you have that one or is that just me?
No, I didn't do that one.
Alright, so I'll fly through this one then. So, 1997, Vinnie Mac JR and the King are commentators on that one.
Class.
Man. Your main event is HBK against Psycho Sid
Oh, yeah.
for the title. Class, man. Psycho Sid comes down to the ring. It's brilliant.
Uh-huh.
Follows him from backstage, but like Goldberg before they did the Goldberg. Comes down, he's fist bumping all the fans, and he just stands there and goes, "Can you smell that? I smell a power bomb." I was like, oh, that's it, lad. Superb. But he was beating up Shawn Michaels' mentor. Remember what his mentor was called?
Joso Lothario.
Correct. Aye. So Sid powerbombs his son.
Sid powerbombs his son.
Jose Lothario's son.
Does he? What was this Royal Rumble was?
1987.
Oh, right.
In San Antonio, Texas.
And the whole town of San Antonio.
Yeah, that's where HBK's from.
Yeah.
Loads of NWO signs in the crowd.
Was it?
Loads of them, aye. So, going on to your actual Rumble, Crush was number 1. Pearl River Powerhouse was number 2.
Pearl River Powerhouse.
Who's that?
Oh, I was going to ask you about the last one. Who was Quan? So where do you get that? Quan.
Who's Quan?
He was in that one 94 that we've just done.
Oh, did you have a mascot?
Yeah, who was that? Quan. Who was it?
Wasn't Rikishi, was it?
No.
Who?
Well, because I thought it was Rikishi and I was watching it, I was like, oh no, it's not. Savio Vega.
Was it?
Rikishi
was a Sultan.
The Sultan, no.
Aye.
He was a head shrink at that time. So say that again, so who was he?
The Pearl River Powerhouse.
The Pearl River Powerhouse. Pearl River Powerhouse. No. Farouk.
Nearly. Ahmed Johnson. Then you had the fake Razor. Fake Razor was terrible. Shocked, didn't even look out like him. You had the Godwins in there. Stone Cold Steve Austin, British Bulldog, Jake the Snake, still going strong. Sultan. Triple H as Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You had Owen Hart with his slammy Gold Dust. You had Mark Merrow in there who was feuding with a young Rock over
Oh, Rocky Maivia.
Aye. Farouk who was feuding with Ahmed Johnson. Farouk just comes in and just eliminates Ahmed Johnson with a 2x4. That's him out. Savio Vega was in there. Jesse James as Jesse James, not the
Road Dog.
Yeah. Bret Hart was in there. Fake Diesel. Hey, Kane.
Right.
When I saw him come down, I went to my son. I went, Jesus, look at the size of Fake Diesel. And he went, that's not Diesel. That's what it is. He went, no, it's Kane. Massive. Terry Funk was in there. Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia, I'm sure.
Pretty
you mentioned Steve Austin, but I'm sure he wasn't Stone. Oh, did he win that Stone Cold?
Yes.
Alright, sorry about spoiling the thing.
No.
Because I remember.
He is Stone Cold, eh?
I remember.
Not quite as polished, but he's still.
Because
leather jacket.
He was in the Royal Rumble as a ringmaster once as well. I remember. He was the $1 Million champion.
Aye.
Must have been the one beforehand. I thought it was that one. Oh.
That was a terrible gimmick one. He struck gold with 316. Terry Funk. Mankind was in there. Flash Funk. Vader.
It's starting, you can see all of the Attitude Era stars.
Starting to creep in, aye. Your average size of your wrestlers and quite the actual beefcakes. Big meaty man that meat. You had Henry Godwin in there, and one of Henry Godwin's best mates, The Undertaker, was number 30. There was a lot of masked wrestlers in this year's Royal Rumble who I'd never heard of. Mil Miscurus, P-Roth, Sib, I can't even pronounce his name.
P-Roth, I haven't heard of her either. And what was the other one you said? Mil Miscurus.
Mil Mascaris?
I wonder who that is.
Couldn't tell you. They all wore masks. You had the Latin Lover.
The Latin Lover!
Don't know who he was. Anyway, Austin comes in, clears house, gets rid of the likes of Mark Merrow, Owen, Road Dogg, that's just to name a few. And that's when you've got Stone Cold's reaction when Bret Hart comes down, when he's sat on the turnbuckle and he's looking at his watch.
Because is that when they were feuding?
I think it's just before they get to the submission match, I think.
Right.
So that's his reaction, he rubs his face, man, brilliant.
I think he eliminated 10 people often in that Rumble. It must have been a record for a time being that, surely.
Must have been, because I think it's unheard of. He wasn't, not a big monstrous one. It was really good. But this Rumble made us remember how class Bret the Hitman Hart was. Very much. Backbreakers, his punches, all absolutely class. Neck breakers, pile drivers, even his leg drops, not a quick one.
He was pretty class.
Let's have a look. You had Jerry the King Lawler who was announcing.
And he came in
for 5 seconds and he gets choked
straight out. I remember that.
Then goes on like he never even entered.
I remember that.
That was funny.
It was a short Rumble though. It only lasted 45 minutes.
Fact. Nice. This was also the time when, well, actually all the previous ones where they had matches. So even the people who had a match before the Rumble still entered.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah,
really good.
I mean, Bret Hart, Triple H, Ahmed Johnson, Terry Funk, Vader, and Taker all had matches pre-Rumble, yet they were still in. They should still do.
They should.
You pay your money to see these superstars. Like.
I know Vader had Paul Bearer in his corner, so him and the Undertaker were at loggerheads. Kane mustn't have been long after this, by the way.
Well, Undertaker and Vader fought at this Rumble.
That's what I'm saying. Paul Bearer was in his corner, in Vader's corner.
I agreed.
There you go.
Also, this Royal Rumble was when Bret Hart eliminated Austin, but the refs didn't see it. Austin goes back in, eliminates Taker, Vader, and Bret, and wins it. Bret Hart goes ballistic. Proper ruggles Vince McMahon all over, who's commentating, like slapping him about the head, grabbing him by the shit. So I don't know, it was a bit of frustration, but really good to watch.
We'll have to watch this one.
Oh, it's really good. And he's screaming like, "What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?" And then King just gets a little snide remark in and goes, "Well, I seen that he cheated." Really good. Thoroughly enjoyed that Rumble. That was 1997. Really good. And have they done a purpose one since where someone's been eliminated and they've got back in? Because I remember he had the year when Jericho fell out by accident and then he got back in.
I don't know. What one was that?
Can't remember, but you see it's the top left hand corner.
Aye.
He's clicking on and falls. Just lets him get back in. But I don't think they've done that since. But good storyline. Nice little bit of story. There we go. That was 1997. Do you have 1998?
I missed some of this though. So I was watching it and you picked up on when we briefed each other. You picked up on something that I missed. So
what was that again?
In the Rumble, I missed it. Shawn Michaels. Is it Shawn Michaels in it?
No, that was 06.
Oh, was it?
That's 06. So your 1998 Rumble is your 11th annual Royal Rumble. Jerry, the King and Gio, commentators. This is where Mike Tyson is in attendance with Mick. Sounds more like Chris Eubank.
Yeah. So we're starting the Attitude Era because DX was born. The Spanish commentators were sitting at ringside with Tito Santana and the French commentators for tables to be broken.
I missed that. I missed the foreign commentators. Mike Tyson, he was up in the box, like a VIP box. Got a really mixed reception from the crowd. You had
Dude Love.
Before the Rumble, everybody was looking for Stone Cold to chin him before he got to the Rumble because he was giving it the big in, so he was going to win it again.
Yeah.
So rumour had it that he was attacked before the Rumble. It wasn't the case. Matches before the Rumble, you had the New Age Outlaws against the Legion of Doom.
Yep.
Good match. This was pre-DX as well.
Yeah.
Handcuffed Hawk to the ring post.
I remember that.
Very
Yeah.
good. HBK versus Undertaker in the casket match.
Yes.
I'm just going to raise something on there. Have you watched that match recently?
No.
I think, and I might be wrong, Shawn Michaels gets injured because Undertaker botches a gorilla press. Honest to God.
No, is it not when he throws him over the top rope and he misses the...
He catches the lid of the coffin.
Aye, that's right.
But what happens is, beforehand, right, Undertaker chucks Shawn Michaels off the ropes and then goes to gorilla pressing. But fails, can't get him up fully. So you see Shawn Michaels rolls off and you can sort of see him thinking, alright, I'll have to do something else. So it's at this point, he bounces off the ropes and then Taker back drops him over the rope, and that's when he catches his back on the lid of the coffin. So, if Undertaker had hit that gorilla press...
He's going to get held out of the ring.
Possibly.
Ah.
If he had hit that, he may have never got injured. However, if you watch that match, Shawn Michaels is still fluid as hell after that. But I was watching, I was thinking, if he had hit that gorilla press, that backdrop might never happen. Shawn Michaels.
Ah.
Fate. Could be fate.
Aye.
There's a move in that match, man, where there's a pile driver on the steps. Shawn Michaels hits Undertaker with a pile driver on the steel steps. Jesus Christ. Bam! Perfect.
They don't do that no more, do they?
AEW did, that's about it.
Aye.
And there's a bit one where he chucks Undertaker into the casket. And Shawn Michaels just stands on the casket and gets it.
There's a few songs.
And Undertaker grabs his balls.
No, but one of the first fights though, going back a little bit, one of the first fights on that card, can you remember the first fight on that card?
I don't think I watched it, no.
Vader, the artist formerly known
Goldust.
Oh,
weird.
That's what he went through. He's like, I mean, I'm starting to worry about myself really because I'm getting about the same size as he was at that time.
He's with Luna. This point as well.
He's with Luna. Yeah. There's still hope yet. Still trying to lose a bit of weight, but yeah, it was interesting to see.
You were quite overly keen. He dresses him on.
Is it Taya? Oh yeah. Tell you, I like Fonzie.
Chaz a bit of Justice Board. We'll see if I can get it on here.
Yes.
Right, so where were... This is, of course, the year when you had Mick Foley, which you touched on, entered three times.
3 times, yeah.
Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love. 1 and 2 was Chainsaw Charlie, Terry Funk, and Mick Foley. It was good. It was just quite
I seen it, yeah.
It was alright. Chainsaw Charlie is brilliant in that Royal Rumble.
He was. He lasted ages.
Is he going to go out? Is he not? Like, just similar to Bob Backlund.
I've seen a photo of him recently. He's hasn't been in the best of health since Terry Funk.
Is he not?
No.
Oh, let's take it down. No, like, shame. You had Tom Brandy. Lasted about 10 seconds.
Tom Brandy, yeah.
Tom Brandy. You had the Rock Nation version at this point. He just beat Shamrock earlier in the night for the Intercontinental belt. Headbangers were in there. Martian Thrash. Goodwins.
The Disciples of Apocalypse. 8 Ball.
Aye, they were, aye. There was a bit. Jihad is absolutely howling. Phineas Godwin comes down to the ring, right? He's number 4 or 5. And Gio goes, that's proof of what happens when your first cousins marry each other.
I see that, but I didn't hear that. Oh, I watched this one. Oh, no, it wasn't this one. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what you're on?
No, I watched the start of it. Yeah, I watched the start of it, but...
8 Balls in there. Blackjack Bradshaw.
Blackjack Bradshaw, just before he became Bradshaw, a part of the...
Was it just before, was it? I had a little girly giggle because he had a BJ written on his shorts. And you had Owen Hart. You had Jeff Jarrett wearing the NWA title belt. Jeff Jarrett was a... So I didn't know they did a crossover like that.
Yeah, they did with him.
Really good.
Regular, yeah.
He attacks Owen Hart before he gets in. You had Steve Blackman, you had D'Lo Brown, you had Kurgan was in there.
Kurgan, aye.
Mark Merrow, Ken Shamrock, Mankind, so Mick Foley's in there again. Goldust rocks up there, formerly known as. Had the Honky Tonk Man in there. Now, you've got Triple H on crutches, He's not in the Rumble, but he comes down and eliminates Owen Hart. It's part of the European Championship feud.
Yeah.
And I think he smashes him in the head with his crutch. It's a canny shot. But the funniest bit is, Owen Hart runs up the ramp to chase him once he's been eliminated. But the curtains open and Owen Hart trips. And you see him go absolutely flying. Just beyond the curtain. It's brilliant. But the King calls it. It's like, if you hadn't said no, you probably wouldn't have seen it. Ahmed Johnson was in there. Mark Henry was in it.
Yeah.
Question.
This was the start of the Nation of Domination.
This is the Nation,
Aye, because the Rock had just left, I'm sure.
Oh, well, you know the answer. I was just going to ask you. Who joined the Nation first? Mark Henry or the Rock?
They were in it together. But it was the Rock.
The Rock was first. I always thought Mark Henry was there before him. Anyway, then you've got Karma was in there. Stone Cold enters through the crowd. Everyone's waiting for him, and he clears house again. Typical Stone Cold. Henry Godwin makes another appearance. Savio Vega. Farouk comes in, and because all the Nation members have been fighting each other, he braves them all to sort of give them a lesson.
Aye.
That was a nice touch. Then Dude Love comes in. You've got Chains. Vader's in another one. Your last three in this Royal Rumble is The Rock, Farouk, and Stone Cold. The Rock eliminates Farouk. Stone Cold gets the win. Stone Cold winning back-to-back Rumbles 1997 and 1998. Another good Rumble.
Yes.
Sounds
They were
like a
said
story.
the best one. Yeah, definitely a good
Late 90s, man.
late
Best of
90s.
peaks.
Oh, it was 100% total peak.
Right. The next Rumble we've got is 2004.
2004.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's just get my notes 2 seconds there.
When he's getting his notes, this one was on Santana Sports. Remember that?
That's why. That'll be why my full pre-watch of it was in Spanish. The full thing. The full thing was in bloody Spanish, right? I was watching it on the network and it was in Spanish, and when I went to the English commentary, it was already on English commentary, so I switched it to Spanish, thinking it would go to English. No, Spanish. So then when I switched it back to English, I got JR for a while, and then he just blended into a Spanish commentary. I was like,
Did he sound like JR still?
No.
Or was it just a completely different voice?
person, yeah.
Wasn't somebody talk like that?
So I was like, I was just devastated. I was like, oh, but then I got so used to it. But it's a good, it was a good.
Did you watch the whole thing in Spanish then?
The full Rumble match. I rolled with it.
To be fair, it was Gio and Taz on drums.
Yeah, I rolled with it. So we had that one. There was wait 2 seconds.
Doing any Spanish? I was trying to say something Spanish. I can't think of funny. Dos beers, por favor.
Dos spears, pop. I don't know that. 2 seconds. So we had that night. We had Victoria defeated Molly Holly. Stephen Richards was in the corner of Victoria. I don't know why. Evolution were around.
Oh, well, they're not right to censor.
Right centre. No, Victoria wasn't in right centre, man. That was Tory. That was not Tory. That was Ivory. Evolution defeated the Dudley Boys. Rey Mysterio defeated Jamie Noble. Eddie Guerrero defeated Chavo Guerrero.
Oh, aye.
Brock Lesnar beated Hardcore Harley,
How did that come about?
and he was fighting for the belt.
How did Hardcore get a
He got
title
a
shot?
big push.
Did he?
He went through a spell where he was absolutely beasting loads of people. Can you remember? A bit of a spell, aye.
Never a
So
fan
he got
of
a
him.
push. Triple H was the World Heavyweight Championship, and he fought Shawn Michaels. It was a draw.
Street fight, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was a last man standing match, that one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. He won the street fight, Shawn Michaels, didn't he? I'm sure he won the street
I
fight.
did, aye.
Chris Benoit Oh,
Numero uno.
was number 1.
Aye.
He was representing SmackDown.
Aye, they were
So
heavy
was the-
on it, weren't
yeah.
they? Like,
SmackDown and Raw.
you had the Titantron had their picture and what brand they were on,
yeah.
which was like, you know,
Yeah.
didn't we do that?
And they were really heavy on it. And there was 15 of each superstars. And so you had Chris Benoit representing SmackDown, Tajiri, Bradshaw, Rhino, Matt Morgan, Rikishi, A-Train, Shelton Benjamin,
A-Train, Harry Mack.
Ernest the Cat Miller. I mean, when I watched this guy come out, I was like, what is this?
Who is he?
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Is he a celeb?
No, I don't.
And he was SmackDown.
SmackDown, Nunzio, Big Show, Charlie Haas, Billy Gunn, John Cena. Them were SmackDown representatives. And Raw, you had Goldberg.
Cena was thugonomic.
Thugonomic, aye. Goldberg, Rob Van Dam, Chris Jericho, Christian, Mick Foley, he was just Mick Foley. Rico, Rennie Dupree was the... It's like, what the hell's going on here? Spike Dudley, Kane, poor Spike Dudley didn't even get into it because Kane done him in before he even got to the ring.
Oh, what happened there?
Kane was eliminated and he took it out on him.
Aye, that's right. Because it was bold, lunatic
Kane,
looking.
yeah.
That came.
The Undertaker's music came.
Uh-huh.
Dong.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. And
Then
then
that T eliminated him.
that's right. And Hurricane, Scott Steiner, Matt Hardy, Mark Henry, and Randy Orton was the ones who represented Raw.
Aye. You also had Test was meant to be in there.
Test was meant to be in, and that's how Mick Foley came in.
Got in. Can you
Yes.
remember that segment?
It was funny. As well.
Stone Cold was
Stone-
being commissioner.
Commissioner,
at the time.
yeah.
There's Test laid out. And Stone Cold, it's going to end of the Rumble. He's unconscious.
Right.
And then he couldn't say off screen, but he goes, well, you're going in the Rumble.
Uh-huh.
Get out there now.
Get out there! Get out there!
Didn't know who it was. And then out comes McFoley and shit catch.
And he's shit cat.
Yeah. Randy Orton though. That was really good.
Yeah, it was-
Start of that feud, it was class.
Really good. So Randy Orton, like obviously Randy Orton came out as number 2. Chris Benoit was number 1.
Aye.
Randy Orton had he had a good rumble actually, that one. There was the storyline of Goldberg and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So Brock Lesnar wasn't in it, but he came out and distracted Goldberg. Goldberg ended up getting thrown out. Brock Lesnar.
Oh no! Brock Lesnar ran in and F5'd him.
He F5'd him, yes,
Ah.
he F5'd him, got out of the ring, rolled out, and Goldberg was like giving him a load of grief on the side of the ring.
Uh-huh.
And then I think, I can't remember who it was. Let's have a look.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle came running over. Kurt Angle was brilliant in that Royal Rumble, by the
Really
way.
good,
I
huh?
really liked him. And I think that the final 4 was Kurt Angle,
Benoit. Y2J.
yeah,
Big Show.
in the Big Show. And the Big
Big
Show,
had a great Rumble in that.
he did. He was done in completely. And he was the Big Show though. He was big then. He was really big.
Jolly.
I think he got. Must have been long after that when he got sent to the FTW
To lose
to
weight.
lose weight.
Because he
Because,
gets hit with everything. He gets a Benoit headbutt,
uh-huh,
a frog splash from RVD,
uh-huh.
5 knuckle shuffle
Yeah,
from MC,
Cena.
lion salt,
yeah.
and then still fights on and didn't get eliminated.
Uh-huh.
Another thing as well, Cena's attitude adjustment is called an FU.
FUI.
Got that to change that.
FU. Yeah.
Yeah, great role for sure. Like.
It was a good. In the end, was really good with. I've just gone blank. Benoit, how he got him out by like virtually strangling him out. And you watch him, he's hooking, he's trying to hook his way underneath him and all that, and then he hooks his way and he's pure brute strength. You can tell like it was his strength He was pulling them out, and eventually got him out. It was good. Benoit deserved to win it. Benoit was brilliant, by the way.
Oh,
absolutely brilliant. Like him, Rob Van. I was watching it, and I was watching Rob Van Dam, him, Y2J. In this Royal Rumble, I was thinking, wow, they were mint. They were absolutely class. We were spoiled. But yeah. And Kurt Angle, sorry. So it was great. Another good.
Excellent Rumble. Benoit
Yes.
won, aye. That's probably one of the most realistic endings,
Realistic, aye.
Otherwise you're going to get a big doo-doo.
Aye.
Choke him.
Apart from when Ernest the Cat Miller came in and started dancing. He lasted 42 seconds.
Good old Ernest.
Ernest the Cat Miller. He had his own ring announcer.
Aye, little fella.
Aye.
With a wig.
With a wig.
Did somebody not eliminate the wig first and then chuck him out?
But you had your commentators as well. That's when they had your Raw and SmackDown commentators. So we had Michael Cole and Taz were SmackDown and Jim Ross. Yeah.
And up the top, which was more WCW style, was it GR? Was the kid? Or the coachman?
GR and the coachman. Yeah, the coachman, Jonathan Coachman. But only Jim Ross and Taz done the Royal Rumble match.
Aye.
Yeah.
Good Rumble. 04. Right then, we roll forward 2 more years to the last Royal Rumble that we're going to talk about on this episode, which is the 2006 Royal Rumble. Now the stage of this was class. It was really good. It's like a big coliseum, wasn't it? And you had 2 people over these big doors. That's how the entrance came down to the ring. Your matches pre the Rumble, you had Edge and Cena for the WWE title. You had Kurt Angle against Mark Henry for the WCW title. Really good. You also had, I love a little bit of tombola action. You had that right at the Rumble. So you had 3 divas. It was Tori Wilson, Victoria and Candice, and Vince McMahon just flirting the hell out with them. Just now perfect. He was touching Tori's leg, asking to see the tattoos. His classic one, Victoria had a tattoo just above her bum. And he went, fantastic tattoo, but it's got a crack in it. Very good, Vinnie Mac. And of course, you had the start of the Rumble, which was the Spirit Squad.
I was laughing because it had Dalton Glenn there, and I was just like thinking, wow.
It's like a little square head, don't it? Reminds me of Colton off Fresh Prince when he's in there. Spirit Squad, man. Howley. Number 1 that year, you had the heavily tanned, handlebar mustached Triple H.
Yeah, that was
number 1.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio number 2. Now it was a lot. I didn't know if I had to stop watching at a point here because there was a load of wrestlers who I didn't recognise. Simon Dean, fitness guru.
I remember him. Rubbish.
Ooh.
Get out.
Yeah, the Mexicos knew him. Ric Flair, post Evolution. He had a little cameo. He did quite well. I thought it was all right. Big Show. The coach was in there with his Adidas pocket pants. Classic. You had a young Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Still did well. Kane, bald again. He was tag champs when he with Big Show.
Kane.
It's Kane and Big Show champs at that point. They ended up choking each other out, and then they got eliminated. Somebody chucked them out.
All right.
I've forgotten who it was. Might have been. Who was it? Triple H.
Triple H, yeah. Triple H, he did.
They all fight each other.
Yeah.
Sylvan, a model.
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
It was the French dude.
Sylvan
Grenier. Remember, man?
No.
He was with Ready to Pre.
Was he? What?
They were a tag team called La Resistance.
Oh, no, in the world. Oh, I didn't recognise him. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You had Carlito.
Yeah.
Just Benoit, Booker T, Joey Mercury. Strange seeing him because he was just wearing John Morrison's club. Good wrestler though. Tatanka was in there again. Johnny Nitro, John Morrison.
Yeah.
Trevor Murdoch. Get
Trevor Murdoch.
Whiter than me.
He is
emulsion.
He is the NWA champion. Or is it he's a champion at the minute, Trevor Murdoch. NWE, I think it is.
Good wrestler.
Yeah, there you go.
It didn't fit the mould, though, did he, for WWE? It was good. Eugene was in there.
Eugene.
Liked him, mate. Really good technical wrestler. I remember reading stuff. People were complaining because they said he was really good, but he just used to nick people's moves when he was wrestling for WWE.
Right.
Had him do like a big boot, the leg drop, rock bottom, a stunner. People wanted him to do his own thing because he was meant to be really good.
Good.
You
You never give him the chance to.
Shit. You had Animal in there. Ho! Bit of a kite.
Well, did he?
Oh, hell of a kite. I'm proud of him.
I must have had to go somewhere because I can't remember Animal being in it.
Oh, I looked
I've skipped it by accident. So when I went to press pause, it skipped to the final four.
Ah, right. I'll fill you in then.
Yeah.
So you had RVD come in, Orlando Jordan,
Orlando Jordan.
Chavo Guerrero, you had version 1, Matt Hardy, Super Crazy, HBK, Chris Masters. Now he was massive, absolutely huge.
He was.
Big Vis, who was in the persona of the world's largest love machine.
All right.
I can't remember this.
I can't remember it.
Now, Matt Hardy was lying face down. Big Vis climbed on top of him and made like humping movements.
Okay.
Very strange. Top it off, Matt Hardy gets up holding his arse. Goldust was in there. Randy Orton comes out at number 30. Your final 4 was Triple H,
Yep.
Randolph, Rey Mysterio, and RVD. The winner was Rey
Mysterio.
It was eliminating
Triple H.
Randy.
Oh yes, sorry.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton eliminated Triple H, didn't he?
Yes.
And then, yeah, but that was the time when you see it was Eddie Guerrero hadn't long been died, and it was he got a big push, didn't he? Rey Mysterio from
when he went on to win the belt.
Yeah,
Was it that?
thoroughly deserved.
Oh well, you know what? I never liked Rey Mysterio. Watching his stuff back now, he's really good. Then I just thought it was too kiddie, and I just wanted to be like attitude.
But the move, him and Rob Van Dam timed up at the end and were doing loads of moves on the moves that they were doing were class. And I was just like, wow, how good are these? If Rob Van Dam, should have been like, we didn't watch ECW when it was like.
It's pain.
And Rob Van Dam was there. I would have liked to have seen him in WWE from like an early age, because I truly reckon if he was in WWE, he would be huge.
So you won the belt once, didn't he? WWE?
Yeah, he's a Grand Slam.
Shit, yes, He didn't make Shawn Michaels.
Was that true? Well, not many people did.
You not saw the impression that he did of Shawn Michaels?
No.
Show it after the episode.
Right.
I'll stick it up after the episode on the old 1, 2, 3 Tron. It's dead funny.
Is it?
He takes the thing out of his eyeball.
Oh, right. That's terrible.
Anyway. So yeah, that was in 2006 Royal Rumble. So to recap, we've went from 1993, 94, 97, 98, 2004 to 2006.
We have.
I would love to do this again. I've thoroughly
It's been a good.
enjoyed it.
It's been a good. Well, maybe we'll review the Royal Rumble, this recent one, and we'll touch on a couple of other ones that we haven't watched.
Could do, like.
Could do.
Bang up for that.
Aye.
So before we go then, predictions for the Rumble the weekend. Who you fancy?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray! That would be amazing if he come back.
I would like to see him come back. Don't know if it'll happen. Don't know where they're at. I just think it's funny that he's never been anywhere else yet. It's coming around. Triple H.
That would be good. I can't see that.
I think we mentioned that, but no, I don't know. I like to make my mind up when I'm watching it.
Right.
Like when I'm watching it, I say it, I'll go, he's going to win. No, he's going to win.
That's boring up, isn't it? I'm fancying, I think Kevin Owens Stan's a good shout.
Kevin Owens, yeah.
His storyline's been alright, and he's just signed a new contract.
AJ Styles.
Past.
Alf,
AJ, that's
yeah.
my second as well. I agree. Should we go with AJ?
AJ.
AJ Styles.
There we go.
So, that has been your Out the Side episode this time around. I have been Big Dean 316.
And I am the 123 Freya. And we appreciate you. Until next time, keep it sweet.
Keep it sweet. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.